Hi guys. Hello, how are you? So, for those of you that may not know me, my name is Catherine Oster, and I am a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. How are you? How's your day going? Thank you for watching this. To all those people watching now and in the future, thank you. And so today I want to talk about money. I love talking about money. I just did a live class last weekend on Sunday. Hey, Gabriel, how are you? I just did a live class last weekend on Sunday in Marwayne called Getting Comfortable Being Uncomfortable with Money. And it was great, but there was 5 people there. It was amazing, and everybody who showed up was willing to change stuff with their finances. And the whole topic around money is uncomfortable. I mean, nobody likes to talk. I mean, it's secret. You shouldn't talk about it, and then therefore you don't ever get any information about it unless you do, some online money classes or whatever. But what it can create, like for people to actually just acknowledge what's true for them, where they are right now with their money and what they would like to be having, when you can look that in the face and say that out loud in a place where there's nobody judging you. I mean, that is what I created these classes, is a space of no judgment. And when you can look at it, then you can start to change it. But when we are so scared that what we're doing is wrong, then it just stays locked in place. So it was a really cool class, and it was lots of fun. It was the first one that I did that was specifically with money. And then I'm also doing this Become Money Challenge online, and that's been really fun. Okay, what I actually wanted to talk to you guys about was I was chatting with my friend yesterday who is in my Become Money Challenge. Hello. Hi. Zarga. Is that how I say your name? I'm good, thanks. And chatting with her yesterday, she's doing my Become Money Challenge. And so she was really frustrated with her finances. And she was sitting down, she had sat down and looked at her numbers, and she's creating $1,000 a month less this month than she did last month. And she was pissed. She was so mad. And she's like, what am I doing wrong? Hey, Loretta. And so she was judging herself because she was wrong, because she was making less money. And she's a massage therapist, so she provides client services. So she didn't have as many clients this month. And I just asked her, I'm like, well, where'd all the people go? I asked her, like, where are all the people that are waiting to pay you, basically? And she laughed. She's like, they're on holidays. They moved away. Like, all her clients were changing, or they were choosing something different. They just weren't able to come, and she was pissed. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I didn't buy into her judgment that she was doing anything wrong. I was just like, cool. And so the conversation continued, and then she started telling me about this person telling her about a part-time position. Hi, Lori. This person telling her about a part-time position that is going to be hiring in the next couple weeks. Like, they're looking for somebody right away. And she was telling me about it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I was just curiosity. I started asking her questions about it, and then she was like, I kind of think that might be fun for me. And I'm like, yeah, adding a different source of revenue. So all of your money is not just coming from your massage therapy business. Like, what would it be like if you could add another source of revenue? And then this position is administration position at a business in town. So she's out in the public. She got really excited about, seeing people, and it was in another area that she's interested in. And I'm like, that is so cool. I'm like, that would be fun. And your client, your massage business is slowing down. So you could essentially add that in and then be creating more, and then who are you going to meet at this new job? It was so exciting. And I'm like, it's so interesting how how it's never just about the money, right? Now, I know this girl. We've been friends for a while now, and I know that she's demanding things to change in her world. She told me she wants to travel more. She wants to do more fun things with her kids, and you require a little more money for that. And she said, I want to be creating more money. So what pissed her off was all of a sudden her business is making less, right? Now, I'm like, I pointed out to her, I'm like, if your clientele base never changed, if you stayed maintaining that same income, would you have even looked for anything else? Like, you would have just been comfortable. So you're saying you want this change, and then things start falling apart. I'm like, what's really happening is that's not working so well anymore. So it's inviting you, you're getting uncomfortable. So it's inviting you to look at other possibilities you can add to your life, other ideas, different things. And she was like, oh my God, you're right. I'm like, I know, I love being told I'm right. I just laughed. I'm like, yeah. So now when you are just looking at the problem of it, so her problem essentially was that she didn't have as much money coming in. Her clients were not showing up. They were gone away on holidays. So she had less income. That was the problem. She was wrong. She did something wrong, blah, blah, blah. She was judging herself. And then somehow our conversation got led this other way, and she told me about this possibility. And I was like, cool. When you are talking to somebody who doesn't have any judgments about you, often the conversation will change and lead down the path of possibilities, which is the amazing thing about being in a class or having a facilitation session or calling a friend, you know? And so anyway, it was really brilliant. And she was very excited about this new possibility. So I think she was going to send in her resume, and, you know, now it's up to her to choose to take action on it. So what is it, if it's not a money problem, what is it really? And if you weren't looking at it as a problem, what possibility is actually available for you to see? Because when you just have problem on the brain, that is all you see is the problems. We distract ourselves with problems. And the possibility is like, hey, I'm over here. I'm showing up for you, you know, hey, can you see me? So it was about this time last year, actually, I noticed that I functioned a lot. I still functioned a lot from problem in my life. I had problems. Now I don't actually look at them as problems. I'm like, I can just handle it. So what's required for me to actually just handle this, you know, and carry on and carry on? What's required for me to handle this and carry on? I need some more money. Okay, what can I create to have more money? Where can I find the money? So about this time last year, I was looking at getting out of the problem energy, because I noticed that my default was problem. That was my major default. If something didn't go the way that I expected it to, it was a fucking problem. And I got finally bored of it. I just got sick of having that. I mean, problems just got boring for me, I guess. I was tired of it. And so I started asking the question. I took a class, or it was a call with somebody. I started asking the question, well, if this wasn't a problem, what could I choose here? If this wasn't a problem, what possibility could I be aware of? And I started really being present and noticing as soon as I went to that problem energy and started asking that question. Okay, so now I wanted to renew my certified facilitator training. I was planning to renew my certified facilitator training in Rome in March of 2019. That would have been the year I, renew it in Rome in March. Now, every single time I went to book a flight to go to Rome, like December, I'm like, okay, I'm leaving in March to go to Rome. I need to book this flight. So I would look at flights. None of them felt really fun. I was just kind of like, eh. And I've got enough experience, a little bit of experience now to know if something isn't yes, don't do it. So I didn't book flights. January, I'm like, I'm going to Rome. I got to book this flight. Catherine, come on, get committed here. Book this flight. I looked at the flights. They were all just eh. I'm like, okay. So I'd registered for the class, you know, I'm going. I just hadn't booked my flights yet. And then I was chatting with my sister-in-law, and she told me that her and her husband were planning on going on a holiday. And she was so excited. And I was excited for her. You know, they hadn't gone anywhere together, and it was very exciting. And I just flew out of my mouth. I will be happy to watch your kids for you while you are away on your holiday. You know, just let me know when you're going. And so it was like a week later, and she sent me the dates that they were leaving. And they were gonna be gone while I was going to Rome. And I went to the problem energy right away. I'm like, fuck, this is a problem. Oh my God, I told her that I would babysit her kids, but now I want to be in Rome. I need to do my certified facilitator. Like, I had all of these conclusions about what had to happen. And I was making a problem out of it. And I remember, I think I even said to Travis, like, I was like, I'm going to Rome. Will you be able to look after all of the kids while I'm gone? And the look on his face was like, no. And then I'm like, well, he's just wrong. He won't let me go. This is stupid. And I was really kind of starting to spin into this problem. And I'm like, fuck, Catherine, this is not a problem. If I didn't make a problem out of this, what could I choose? What choice could I make here? If I didn't, you know, I just asked those questions. If this wasn't a problem, what else is possible? If this isn't a problem, what else is possible? And what I became aware of then, and it was really literally within just a few hours of me asking that. I'm in the house, I'm asking the question. I'm like, hey, I can renew my certified facilitator training in Costa Rica in August. Like, that's a possibility. I just have to email and ask if I can get an extension. Yes, it costs me some money to get an extension and renew my facilitator training at a later date. There's a few things. So I looked at the things. I needed to have all of my prerequisites done before my March class, which they're pretty much done anyway. Then you have to ask permission, and then you have to pay the price. So I'm like, well, Costa Rica works in August. Like, I could totally choose that. Plus, I've never been before. And then, and so I just sent in the email. I'm like, and in the email, I wanted to tell my problem story. It was so funny. I'm like, no, they don't need to know my problem story. I'm like, I'm just going to ask if I can renew in Costa Rica. I think I got an email back the next day saying, yes, we've checked out your prerequisites. You can renew in Costa Rica, and here's the payment link when you're ready to pay. You need to pay by, it was like a few weeks away, a certain date. I'm like, easy. So I told Travis, I'm like, hey, I can renew in Costa Rica in August, and then I'll be home, you know, for March to look after the kids with you, and my sister-in-law is going to go and have fun on her holiday, and it'll be great. And the look on his face, he was so relieved. He was like, oh, thank God. But the energy of everything just changed. And I'm like, how does it get any better than this? And so now I was looking back at the fact that I hadn't booked a flight yet. You know, I was trusting that energy that none of those flights were fun for me to book. Well, thank fuck I did not book a flight yet, because I actually was not going to Rome. And I ended up having an amazing time in Costa Rica with my friend Lori, who's also a facilitator, and Lori was watching. Hi, Lori. We got to travel together, and we stayed together, and we actually lived fairly close together, and we facilitated together. It's created so much. And so if this wasn't a problem, what possibility could you be aware of? If I wasn't making this a problem, what possibility could I choose here? Notice when you go to problems, and we're actually addicted to problems. I know, that's crazy. So anyway, that is my coffee chat for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for you guys. And I will see you next week, or, you know, somewhere, sometime. I wonder. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys. And bye-bye for now.